Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we're somewhere in Lower Tala, and we're going to join the sort of backish, roadish, wiggly wagglish roadish, which takes us down to Casonaga. There we go, there's the sign. Casonaga, 2 kilometres, Coral Bay, 5 kilometres. So, if your name is James Henry or David Sewell, well, sit back, because guess what? We're going to go and drive down the Coral Bay Strip and see what's going on a rather strange day in downtown Paphos, because of course you may have noticed that the sky is not that blue, no, and neither is the sea either, by the way. In fact, you can't even see the sea because the sky is full of dust. We're having a dust storm, and over the last few days the weather has been a little bit chopsy mopsy and a little bit confused, to say the least. Not that that's designed to upset your holidays, so please book them. I understand, well, there's the surf boy kid, he's booked his holiday, and that means he's coming back to Cyprus in September, and of course if he's coming, that means that the PM is coming. PM, those are the initials for Paula Marie, his beautiful partner in crime, and they're going to come and mosey on down, and this time we're going to get them on camera. This time we're going to get a surfboard and we're going to push him out into the blue Mediterranean Sea, and I'm going to watch as, Jesus, what was that? That was a pothole, Dizzy Blonde. And I'm going to watch as his superstar, Miss Paula Marie, laughs her socks off, and then we're going to get her dancing the cha-cha and watch Mr. Jim laugh his socks off as well. So if you want to find us in downtown Paphos, all you've got to do is hunt us on the promenade or the harbour, or if you want to make it even easier for yourself to find us, if you really are that desperate, drop it in the comments and we'll arrange to bump into you, hopefully. Although sometimes we're like ships in the dark. This road is Sherlock Holmes. If your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, get your bottom on a memory foam pillow, but just before you do, pour a tot or two to the man known as Lord Nigel Big Guns. So, big shout out to some of the superstars that are on the breakfast crew. Viking Ronnie, well, he's probably in the Holy Land by now, because in the private messaging he was telling me that he's nipping over to Israel to see his family. He is the Viking Ronnie, all the way from downtown Denmark. There we are. He's probably going to get on one of those long wooden boats and sail himself over. So big good morning to you. Another Ronnie. He normally sits on the right hand of the girl known as Dame Anne. His name is Mr. Ronnie Miller, and of course he's the man in charge of all of the policing on Marika and me. And when we're talking about policing and legalities, we have to mention our lawyer, and of course she's the greatest lawyer in downtown Poland, if not the world. She's an absolute superstar, and of course she is a star because her surname is Star, and that means we must be talking about Miss Anna Star. Dzień dobry, Anna Star. Dzień dobry. And of course to Mr. Thomas, her husband, and of course my great friend and their son, Mr. Bart. A very good morning to you. Dame Anne, where is she? Well, she's not in charge of the show at the moment because she's actually lazying on a sun lounger to the rear of the hotel known as Alexander the Great. And guess what? We're going to get her on camera yet again, and this time we're going to get her to dance and dance and dance, probably with a can of the red stuff in her hand. None of that blue stuff's allowed on the Marika and Me channel, that's for sure. Now, where are we? Are you watching, Miss Andrea? Are you listening, Miss Andrea? I must say I liked Mr. Mark's shirt, to be honest. It was a bit parroty, wasn't it? A bit peacocky. He likes a bit of well, we'll stop it now, Mr. Paul, stop it now. Andrea, are you doing your ironing? Probably, she probably is. Big shout out to some of our Scottish superstars now, I'm thinking. We've got Mr. Doug, he likes to do his cleaning in the morning, and once he finishes cleaning, he likes to sit down, especially on a Friday night and a Saturday night, and catch up on Marika and me while he has a rum and coke. Other superstars up in Scotland, well, Ronnie Miller, I'm not sure if he's in Paphos, if he's back home in Scotland, but he's from Scotland, so big shout out to you, Mr. Ronnie Miller. We've got some other stars as well, obviously. Michael Crompton, he's a superstar member, big shout out to you. Stuart Frampton, big shout out to you. And of course my king cuz James, and he's got a queen, and her name is Queen Karine. And if you're a king and you're a queen and you've got a daughter, well, that means that she must be a princess. So a big shout out to the cha-cha dancing practicing superstar known as, wait for it, Clean your ears out. Are you awake? Yes? Princess Darley. Good morning to you, my little princess. Don't forget to keep practicing, because when you come to Paphos, you or Marika are going to dance the life out of one of each of you, or probably both of you. And I'll get you a little cupcake with some chocolate chips and some cheesecake flavouring. Sounds like a deal? Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. She's our superstar little Marika and me model, by the way. Her father, my cousin King James, is the gentleman that is he's a great artist, obviously, and he's a graphic artist, and he designed the Marika and me t-shirt, the Marika and me hat and sunglasses, and the Princess Darley is the girl that modelled them in some pictures for us. So big shout out to them. Look at that for a view. It doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Hopefully the camera's catching it, and hopefully the dust is not obscuring it too much. But that is Cassoniga Bay. So if your name is Daniel Mahoney and you've got a bit of sweetness in your life, and her name is Sherry Wright, because she's always right, just down there is the CU Beach Bar. So I'm pretty sure that that's where you're going to take her, and you're going to sit there and have a pina colada or something nice, that's for sure, while you sit there and lap up the views of the blue Mediterranean Sea. That's Cassoniga Bay, and just further yonder is Coral Bay. So James Henry, ooh, he's starting to get excited, along with a few other people, because Coral Bay, well, it should have a place in your heart. When I first came to Cyprus, by the way, we lived in St George, which is another, 5-6 kilometres down the road. So Coral Bay, to be honest, was my hangout for the first, how long was I there? 6 months, 7 months, yeah, so it was. So I got to know those restaurants and bars and that sort of stuff quite well. I mean, I don't drink alcohol, do you understand? But it doesn't mean I don't go to the odd bar and have a Coke, proper Coke, fat Coke, by the way. None of that Pepsi stuff allowed for me. No. Proper, full fat, because I'm a fat little so-and-so. Anyway, here we go. Cassoniga traffic lights. We're joining the main coast road. So this is the main road from Paphos to downtown Peyia. And of course in Peyia is Coral Bay. So a lot of people get confused when you talk about Peyia, because you've got Peyia Village, which is in the middle. You've got what's referred to as Lower Peyia, which is the lowlands just before Coral Bay. And then you've got Mid Peyia, you've got Upper Peyia, as they say. It's just Peyia Village, isn't it, obviously, but this is how people talk. And then you've got St George, which is about another 5 kilometres down the road, and then just sort of before that, to the leftish, you've got Sea Caves area, and again that is in Peyia, and then Coral Bay is in Peyia. So you see, confusing, isn't it? So you wonder, is Coral Bay in Peyia? Yes, it is. It's in the actual area of Peyia. And then to make it more complicated, you don't use the word district, because Paphos is the district. Yes, it's confusing. There we are. Anyway, Coral Bay is in Peyia. And if you want to get a great beach, Coral Bay could be the best beach for you. And then just a little bit further on, just after the Coral Bay Beach and Resort, there is the Coralia Bay Beach. And that beach is that little bit better. And there's a lot of people who will back us up on that. Drop it in the comments if you disagree with me. But Mr. Jim, the Surf Boy Kid, and Miss Paula Marie, they went there on our recommendation, and he said that was the best beach in Cyprus. Mr. Marinos, yes, we have a superstar who's come out for his brother's birthday, and he's brought his wife, yes, Miss Andrea, and his daughter, Miss Sarah. Yes, and you never know, we might get the great honour to bump into them in the harbour area one of these days, very soon. And they went to Coralia Bay Beach, and he said that it was a great beach indeed. Now I've got a scooter stuck up my bottom, so I'm wondering what's going on in his head, because if I was to touch my brakes ever so slightly, I'm pretty sure I'd have a nice imprint of his head in my rear windscreen. Anyway, we'll let him go in a minute. He's desperate to find the wooden box with his name on it. There we are. We're in a 60 and I'm doing 63, but he's desperate to get round me. Obviously there's a frappe somewhere with his name on it. Here he goes. Wow, go on, lean forward. Get a bit more speed on you. Yeah? And his flip-flops look nice as well. Anyway, downtown Paphos on a spectacular day indeed. We are almost about to leave Cassoniga and enter Peyia. How do I know that? Because there's a little sign that says Adios Cassoniga, and there over on the right hand side in green it says Welcome to Peyia Municipality. So there we go. We've now officially entered Peyia. St George, 8 kilometres up the road. Near Camas, when you want to go off-roading, is 25 kilometres. And we are going to take a left and go down the Coral Bay Strip and see what's going on a strange day indeed. If you're wondering about the temperature, you know, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo. The temperature, believe it or not, is actually 25 degrees, and it's about 11:30 in the morning Cyprus time. So it's not bad. It's just the, well, dust is what it is. The dust that's still in there that makes it look gloomy, but it's not cold at all. There we are, Coral Bay Strip. The restaurants are cleaning themselves down, and they're getting ready for a busy night indeed, because obviously the tourist season has started, and there's an awful lot of people, as you can see, walking around with not much clothing on. So that gives the game away that we are in early summer and that the weather is starting to ramp up. And to be honest, for this time of morning, it's quite busy, because Coral Bay doesn't normally come to life until late in the afternoon, when people are getting all excited and going out for evening meal and want to go karaoke and that kind of thing. Anyway, Othello's, that's our favourite little restaurant. Pretty busy. Ooh, a lot of people are there having their breakfast. In fact, I might pop in and have a breakfast, because I haven't seen Demetrius now for a couple of weeks. And don't be thinking I get a free breakfast, by the way. I don't want a free breakfast. I'm not that kind of person. But I get a free coffee. So he shows us, shall we say, a salute. I buy the breakfast, he gives me a free coffee. So there we go. It's costing what, about 5 cents. Shows you that we're not actually that good friends. Well, he is a star, as is his mum, Miss Sue, his father, Mr. Michael, and of course there's 1 or 2 staff helping him out as well. So if you want the best breakfast in Coral Bay, don't forget to go to Othello's. That's the best one. Let's keep going a little bit, shall we? And let's just see what's going on down here. These people on the left, by the way, are walking probably to the Coral Bay Beach, or perhaps to the Coralia Beach, because it's just down here on the left hand side. Let's go over these speed bumps nice and slowly. There we are. So you've got a nice tree lined walk here for when it's really hot, so you're in the shade a little bit before you hit the beach and grab those rays. There we go, Coral Bay Beach, that's the parking area. And then you walk down 2 pathways. There's also a set of steps up here as well, but you get down to it and it really is a great beach. There's a cafeteria down there, there's a gift shop down there, and on the Coralia Bay Beach it's the same, by the way. In fact, the Coralia Bay Beach has got actually a restaurant, so it's a bit better in our opinion. So this is downtown Coral Bay. So perhaps if you're renting a villa in and around this area, we might be about to drive past it. And by the way, if you are renting a villa and you're not sure where it is, drop it in the comments and ask me where it is, and I'll do my very best to find it for you and perhaps do a drive-by. No shooting, I promise you. And if it's off that beaten track, then you'll know. And all we ask you to do is, well, pop onto that little platform called Buy Me a Coffee and buy us a coffee now and again as a thank you, isn't it? That's all you got to do. We're not expensive, you see. We're very cheap friends. There we go. Cheap to take out. We're a cheap date. There we are. And if you want to walk down the Cape of Paphos Promenade and Harbour with us, again, drop it in those comments. And hopefully it's going to become part of the channel. More and more people are asking, well, I'd like to do that. So Miss Tracy, all the way over in the island off Kent, she's coming back in September, and we've invited her, and she says she wants to come for that walk with us, so we're looking forward to that. So I'll be able to walk down the Cape of Paphos Promenade with 2 blonde beauties. I don't know who's going to hold the camera, because I'm going to have 1 on each arm, so we need a cameraman. That's what we need. Coral Bay Beach Hotel, Dave's going to be staying there all the way from Wales, although he's a bit of a Pepsi Max drinker, but I've forgiven him because he's Welsh, so it's all right. You know, he's got some good characters as well, hasn't he? There we are. I'm going to turn just down here because I'm going to show you the Coralia Beach car parking area. Obviously the Coralia Beach Hotel and Apartment Complex is over there as well, but this is Coralia Beach here. And if you're wondering how to get here, well, you see the bus there parked up. This is its final destination. Okay, so if you stay on the bus, this is where it's going to park up. And then when you want to leave, you just walk into the car park and get on the bus. There we are. Let's park up and let's show you that spectacular view out across that blue Mediterranean Sea. I don't think that it can get much better than that. And I'm going to say thanks for watching. And if you do like what you see, want to hit the like, click the subscribe. And please come back for a little bit more of my madness I'll see you again very, very soon. I think I'll leave the camera to roll for you to digest the view. The sea is a bit of a greeny turquoisey colour because of the dust. The sky is a little bit grey, but it still takes your breath away. Thanks for watching.